Hi, welcome to the Yarn and Yarns YouTube channel. My name is Angela and all of the places you can find me should be linked in the description box just below this video. This is the first of my bonus vlogs that I have decided to record going forward. Lots of you lovely people out there said how much you enjoyed Vlogtober, and so I promised to come back with a few vlogs here and there. For this first one, I thought I'd update you on my journal. In October, I decided to start a little journal just detailing my sort of creative adventures really, and quite a few of you said that you had enjoyed watching the progress of that, so I thought I'd come back and update you with my October pages. I finished all but one now. Everything is done apart from the knitting pages, so I'm starting to do those now, and I thought I'd take you along with me just to show you what I'm up to. And then I will show you my completed pages once October is finished, and at the very end I'll show you what I'm starting to do for November. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this. It's always a bit nerve-wracking for me to share this kind of stuff. I'm happy with how my pages are looking so far. I'm keeping everything fairly messy so that if things don't go to plan, then it doesn't really matter. And in the end, this is just a bit of fun for me. However, I think I still have that little bit of trepidation. I think because I'm using my watercolour pencils, things that are associated with traditional art practices, that sort of makes me quite anxious to start with. I was never very good at art, and I had some pretty crappy art teachers at school, to be honest. I think there was a bunch of us who couldn't really draw, so we were kind of stuck in a corner and left to our own devices, just kind of messing around, and never really encouraged to sort of improve or kind of participate in really what the rest of the class was up to. So yeah, I get that sort of I'm rubbish at this feeling anytime I pick up any kind of material associated with art. But anyway, you know, slapping a bit of water and some colour on a page is not really art, so I'm trying to get away from that feeling. So I just wanted to start by showing you the sort of blank knitting spread that I've put into my journal. I've taken just my largest stencil set and wrote knitting down the side of the page, and because there's quite a lot of letters in knitting, I decided to start colouring it in kind of a rainbow, which then led me to grabbing some rainbow washi tape that I had and just putting a few splashes of rainbow washi around the page, just so I'm not working on a completely blank page. I find that quite intimidating, so shoving a few bits of washi or a few splash of colours helps me get going. I've got 6 projects that I completed in October, so I'm going to divide this page up, or these 2 pages up, into 6 and get going, but I thought I'd show you just the bare bones before I get started. So I figure you're probably going to get more than a little bored if I make you watch me do my journal pages in their entirety, even on time lapse. So I'm going to carry on and work on these pages over the next probably day or two. There's not much daylight for me to work in at the moment, and we'll come back when there's something finished to show you. Rather excitingly for me, at least, I have finished my October journal pages. It is something like the 7th of November today. It's Thursday. Not sure of the exact date. Never am. And I've been working the last few days, as you know, on my knitting pages, which were the last to be done for my October spread. So I'm going to show you what all of the finished pages look like, and I'll also show you a couple that I've started for November. and maybe chat about some of my November journaling plans going forward. I think I already showed you my October title page. So you might remember that I just used my lettering stencil to put October 2019 on the front, stamped some leaves with a rubber stamp that I had in my collection, and then I put some washi tape on the bottom, mostly to cover some ink bleed from the page over leaf, and then I just filled in the blanks with some autumnal stickers, and then up in this corner where I'd watercoloured, I put a stamp of a little bird and then coloured over the top. So that's my October title page. And then flipping over, I have my Vlogtober journals, which if you watch my Vlogtober videos, you will be more than familiar with, as I jotted down some of the things that we chat about on the Vlogtober episodes each day. The only bit that you didn't see, because I haven't finished it, were the last few days. So that's now all filled in. And then I had this big sort of blank grid at the bottom. So I just used that to note a few comments about my Vlogtober experience in general. So I'm pretty pleased with that Vlogtober spread. I think it looks nice and colourful, and will be a really nice memory of all the things that happened in October and the things that we chatted about in our daily vlogs. And then over the page, I have my October goals that I set for myself at the start of the month, and I managed to achieve 6 out of 7, so that was pretty good. Giving myself a thumbs up. And then for my crochet section, the only thing I really worked on was my Babette blanket. I left the bottom of the page blank because I had hoped to start my cushion cowl, which I've now started, and then I wasn't sure what to put in the bottom. Originally I thought I was just going to put some washi tape or whatever, and then it occurred to me that, you know, one of the most exciting, brilliant things that happened in October was the Knit Tea retreat. So I just watercoloured the background with some of the retreat colours, and then stamped a few sentiments and wrote a few things. There wasn't enough room here to kind of do a blow-by-blow account of what happened at the retreat, but hopefully these prompts will sort of just remind me of some of the things that we got up to, and yeah, what a lovely time that we had. So I picked out a few rubber stamps. This one I used as the one of the retreat entries, if I can find it. There it is, because I just thought a jar full of hearts kind of summed up my feels my feelings about the weekend. And then I had this kind of like sort of stylized flower circle type thing, which kind of reminded me of some of the impressive architecture at Insole Court. So yeah, that was the kind of filler for that blank space, and I think that worked out really well. It was a last minute idea, and I love how that turned out. Then I've got my spinning page, which again I've shown you. I think the only thing you may not have seen is I've completed the written entries about the things that I spun, and added the illustration of, this is a really poor illustration of one of the skeins of fondant fibre. This doesn't really reflect the really delicate colours in that fibre that I've been spinning, but hey ho. I have warned you a million times, I am no artist. So that's what the second double spread looks like. And then onto the knitting spread, which is what I've been working on, try and hold you back, for the last couple of days. So as you can see, as well as the illustrations that I popped in, I've also written some stuff about the projects. I do have one blank space here for the Canady, because my Canady still isn't blocked, and I think I'm going to be unsure as to my feelings about this project until I have blocked it. So I'm leaving that space to fill in later. I haven't really put any technical details about my projects, other than a few comments here and there. The only one that's got any technical details is next to my retreat socks. I put my sort of sock recipe and the needles and the stitch count that I used, but that's my kind of standard sock recipe. But other than that, my entries are more about how I felt about knitting the projects and why I knitted some of them. I decided not to go for a, hey, I started this on this date and I finished it on this date, I used these needles, because I record all those sorts of details on Ravelry, and I tried to do a journal like that before and I never really kept it up. So I thought I'd just more chat about you know, the inspiration behind starting the projects and how I feel about them. So yeah, that's my knitting spread for October. I couldn't help but do a massive drawing for that wall hanging. Somehow, originally I had this sectioned off into thirds, and I just couldn't drawer a little wall hanging. For some reason it wanted to be big, so and then my pumpkins were only a tiny little project, so they didn't need as much room anyway, so I think that worked out okay. And if you watch the earlier clips, you might notice the colour of this washi tape changed, because I think I originally was going to stencil wall hanging, and then I tried to rub it out and it messed up the washi tape. So yeah, there we go. I did on my November spreads. My November title page has inadvertently become a bit of a cat theme. I started by stenciling November diagonally across the page. I have no idea why I did that. It just felt right. And then I put 2019 down the side. And then after I'd stenciled this, I thought, oh, it kind of looks a bit like a staircase. So I marked out this kind of staircase type thing in washi tape. And then I was flicking through my stickers and I thought, well, it'd be quite fun if there was a cat sat on one of those steps. And then a mouse appeared. And some paw prints. And then a cat in a hat. I've no idea what this has to do with November, but it just happened. And then I just used some watercolours to sort of fill in the blank. I think this is probably finished. I don't want to kind of keep messing around with these things and make them into a huge big mess. But I've just splattered some watercolour over the blank pages, and there may be a sticker or two gets added in here. We'll see when the month goes on. And then aside from my title page, all I've done is my first page, and I've splattered a bit of colour on the second page. So for this first page, I've put my November goals down the side, and because we're not doing Vlogtober, I thought it'd be kind of a fun way for me to keep kind of some show notes, the things that I chat about in the November issues. If I record every Monday, there should be 4, so I just sectioned these off with some sparkly washi tape, because he doesn't need a bit of November-y glitter when the days are really grey. And then I just watercoloured these off in different colours. That's as far as I got. I'm not sure what's going to happen over on this page, but this might become maybe a spread about my London adventures. We shall see. The one thing that I haven't yet done for my November journal is a daily spread. So like the Vlogtober spread that you saw earlier, I do want to do something similar, but I don't want to be doing exactly the same in my journal every month, because I think that will become boring for me. So there will be some sort of daily grid, but I don't think it will be quite as regimented as the October one was. Obviously for October I was concentrating on Vlogtober, which meant that I was kind of actively trying to do some interesting things every day, so I had something to chat to you about. And we all know life's not like that on a daily basis. Sometimes there are really boring days where nothing really much happens. So for my November, I think I probably want to do a double page spread again, half the month on one page, half on the other. But I don't think I want the grids to be all exactly the same, because there'll be more things happening on some days than others. So for the time being, I've got a scrappy bit of paper that I'm just jotting down some stuff that's happening each day. And then once we get to day 15 of November, I'll start working on a grid, and some days will just get more space than others. So that's kind of my thoughts at the moment. And then of course I'll have pages for my knitting, crochet, spinning adventures. But again, I'm not sure if I'm going to stick to a page each for the separate things, or if I'm just going to mix it all together. Yeah, it's kind of a work in progress to see what happens. I've been doing a lot of journaling over the last few days to catch up on my October pages, and I think that will probably happen as we go forward, because some of the pages I probably can't plan until I know exactly what I've done throughout the month. So I think there'll be times throughout the month where I'm not really looking at actively doing anything in this little journal, and then there'll be other times where I'm working fairly intensively to kind of catch up on things. But yeah, we'll see how we go. As I say, it's a bit of a new adventure for me, and I'm still really enjoying it. So yeah, long may it last. So yeah, I think that's going to be the end of this vlog. I hope that you have found something of interest here. Obviously I'd love if you left a comment. If you enjoyed the journal video, then please let me know. Do you want me to carry on and do perhaps one journal vlog a month to catch you up on what I've been doing, or are you just not interested? I know most of you are here for the actual knitting, spinning, crochet sort of content. So if you're not interested in this sort of thing, then there's no point me really sort of recording it. I'd just be recording it for me, which is kind of why I'm doing the journal in the first place. I don't need a video recording that when I'll have the actual physical journal. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. I've booked my ticket to London, so there will definitely, fingers crossed, be some London vlogs next week. So yeah, if there's anything you want me to try and squeeze in while I'm in London, then let me know. As I say, I've got limited time, but I'll do my best. Anyway, before London, there will be, hopefully on Monday, another normal sized vlog about all the stuff that I've been working on this week, my knitting, crochet and spinning works in progress. So hopefully I shall see you then. Bye for now.